Hello, hello. I want to talk to you about some astrology for this weekend. I have been getting ready for December, which is kind of why I haven't shared very much. I like to look ahead and get a feel for the whole month at a time. This is what I end up doing for every day, is just kind of charting what's happening in the sky, and then like what it means and what it feels like and what it indicates. My goal is I don't ever want to make people afraid of astrology. Some of the things that we can see happening in the sky sometimes can just make us feel nervous. Like, it make us feel like, like dread, like, oh, I don't want to feel that, or I don't want this to happen. I think it's really important that we remind ourselves that we are not afraid of astrology in this house. We're just not. We recognize that things are what they are without assigning a really good or a really bad meaning to everything. So I feel like that sub message, or that message alone probably maybe is a little bit frightening or alarming, but don't be scared. We do have a couple tough things coming up this weekend that even tough is kind of like a liberal use of the word, because I don't know how it's going to land for everybody. But by looking at what I see, the things that stand out to me are Mercury square Neptune and Venus square Neptune. And then, those are pretty much the ones. Venus square Mars. Mars is retrograding. So the reason that these kind of stand out to me is that they increase the likeliness of feeling confused, of feeling insecure, of feeling like just feelings of uncertainty. It can just be a little bit disorienting, like we just might not know exactly what's going on. It can distort our thinking and kind of alter reality in our mind. So we're witnessing things in the world, we're living our lives, and then we're thinking thoughts and we're feeling feelings that may be a result of something that we've made up, something that isn't even real, and yet we can hold on to it and think about it and believe it, and our bodies can respond as if it were real. So just because it's easier, it's a little bit like Mercury retrograde energy, just the distorted thinking, the confusion, can complicate having discussions, especially in like business dealings or in an environment like that where you have a common goal that you're trying to accomplish. You have to relay information to your coworker, to your boss, whatever. Giving, receiving directions can just suffer from a lack of clarity and can suffer from misinterpretation, miscommunication. I think that what we should all know going into the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is just to stick to basics. Stick to basics in communicating. Make sure that if you're going to say something to someone, make sure that it's simple, that there's not wiggle room for misinterpretation, for error. And if you do find yourself feeling like insecure, uncertain, confused, recognize that this is a distortion of reality. This is like a perceived, it's not real. It's in your head. It's not real. So just know that it will lift. It's like I kind of have been thinking about it as like putting on the drunk goggles or the drunk glasses that they had us try on in elementary school to scare us away from alcohol. That you put the glasses on and everything, like it's hard to move about your environment without bumping into something, you don't have a clear view of what is actually around you, because these lenses are making the world weird. That's kind of where we are right now. The energy that's coming down from the planets is just making things seem a little bit weird, a little bit wonky, a little bit like, I don't quite know where things are. I bumped into something, didn't see it. Wow, this is confusing. It's weird. So remember that we'll get through it. It'll lift. The energy will change to something else, because that's just the nature of being here on this planet. Venus square Neptune is a time where typically like price bubbles may burst or prices are gonna fall. So hopefully that would be cool if that happened. Venus opposite Mars, we kind of have those vibes for all week. I think it's definitely at a peak at one point, and then Wednesday is when it was at its peak. So it's going to get less and less. But when Venus is opposite Mars, that turns up the heat in relationships, especially intimate ones. And it can, when there's an increase in energy in a relationship, it can kind of go one of two ways. And it can fluctuate. It doesn't just like, it's like always this way, always, always. It's just like, usually there's two ways that can show up. It can show up as tension, temper tantrums, frustration due to perceived selfishness with jealousy or rage, or can be like passion or heightened enjoyment, heightened stimulation, a little bit more of like the fun, frisky kind of energy. If you are feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like icky and sticky in your relationships, do something physical, do something creative. A robust competitive spirit can lead to victories in this time. So we can use that kind of uncomfortable, prickly energy to drive ourselves forward and accomplish something and succeed and really use it to our advantage. So that's just another reason why we shouldn't be scared of energy that might initially look uncomfortable, because we can use it, and it's pressure that makes diamonds, and you know, everything is important. So let's see for the weekend itself. So today the moon is going to move into Aries. It will be in Aries for today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And then like early Sunday, it will move into Taurus. So when the moon is in Aries, that is a fire sign. That is a little bit more impulsive. It's a little bit more reckless. It is just with your emotions, a little bit more emotionally impulsive. The Neptune activity can feel confusing, so we can have all this energy and not really know where to send it, and that's where the frustration comes in. That's when like the pressure builds up in the tea kettle and it has to shriek its way out, or like that's the only option. Can feel prickly in relationships. We already talked on that. So yes, I think that physical activity, I think starting projects, I think that expending energy in some way, shape, or form is going to help us all feel really good over the weekend. And then Sunday, the moon will be in Taurus. So that's going to be, for me, that feels a little bit better. I am a water sign. I like the earth. I like the practicality, and like I like the container that earth signs provide. And it's a little bit more calm from an emotional standpoint. We maybe get a little bit sleepier, a little bit snugglier, a little bit more indulgent in our little favorite foods and blankets and comfy things. And I just like to be like that. So do your physical activity, do your creativity, start your projects, get your energy out of you somehow, get it out into this world. And if you have any questions, let me know.